Hey everybody, Phil Kerner here, the Tool and Die Guy, and welcome to lesson 247. And for those of you guys who are maybe new in the trade or starting a small shop, you're going to get all sorts of weird jobs like this. So here's just a simple piece of 4-inch pipe. It's got a O-ring groove turned on one side, and let's look at this. They want a hole drilled here, and then 180 degrees they want another hole drilled. How would you tackle that? Well, interestingly enough, that brings up sometimes the simplest things get the most input. Like, wow, let's do it this way, this way, this way. And the way this job was originally scheduled to run was on a CNC with a fourth axis, drill the hole, and the fourth axis would turn, drill the hole. Well, that's a lot of work and programming and to set up for 4 parts. That's the trick here. What do you do when you only have 2 or 3 of these things to do? Well, I had to think about it for a minute, but I get handed this stuff every day. So here's my solution. So here's my simple solution. Like most guys in the trade, we keep a little pile of cut-offs and old pieces of steel around our bench. Well, I found this piece of steel. I think this was about 1.5 inches wide, half-inch thick, and the hole I had drilled first on the one side of the pipe is 3/8, so that's a 3/8 dowel pin. So how long does it take you to drill and ream a 3/8 dowel pin into a piece of mild steel? Just a few minutes. And then the next thing I did, if we look at AutoCAD here, so here's a little cross-sectional view of this in AutoCAD. This would be my 4-inch pipe here, and this is just the little part I made up. Like I said, about 2 inches or 1.5 inches wide with a dowel pin in it. And what that does is lets me center this between the vise jaws with the piece or the hole I already drilled or machined, and now I'm ready to finish this hole on the top. Quick lesson also, big thing to realize, these vise jaws, this would be the bottom of my vise jaw right here. It's always important to have a few pairs of jaws, or at least one in your shop. Standard vise jaws are about 2 inches tall, and this pair here is 3.5 inches tall. You have to make sure whenever you're grabbing pipe, besides being very careful not to squeeze it too hard and make it an egg, the other thing is you have to make sure you're above the equator. And when I mean equator, if we take a line from center and draw it out, what we want to make sure is our vise jaw is at least above that. If it's below it, you're going to pop the part out. It's not going to squeeze evenly every time. So there's a few tips for you. So there's my little fixture, and just make sure your vise jaws on your vise can handle the diameter you're working with and get above the equator, so you're getting a good bite and an even pressure on your part. So there you go, simple solution to drill holes 180 degrees opposite of each other on a piece of pipe.